Yo, my name is Major Slack and welcome to part 2 of my Frostbleed speed build. I'm assuming you have completed part 1 and you're now ready for some basic combat training. Alright, saddle up, lock and load, let's go, let's get it done.
Major Slack videos.
Okay, so you've got 100,000 runes sitting there burning a hole in your pocket. Let's spend some money. Let's level up Arcane to 25 and Vigor to 27, and I'll explain in greater detail more about that later. Okay, once again, Arcane to 25, Vigor to 27. Next, let's have a fire sale. We have a whole bunch of junk that we collected in the Celia Crystal Tunnel that is inapplicable to this build, so let's go to the blacksmith and sell it off. Sell the glintstone scrap, the gravity stone chunk, and the gravity fans, and the rock crease. And using that money, you're going to level up the great knife to +2. Right, having done that, everybody head off to the Church of Ella. Once again, this is my no commentary speed demon alter ego gamer Slack down there in the trenches behind the gun, and MC Dub Slack here in the rear of the gear on the microphone. Here at the Church of Ella, you're going to buy a torch, entirely optional, but it's very useful to light up dark places, and we're going to be going into a dark place fairly shortly. Look at that torch. From the Church of Ella, you're going to head north. Okay, from here, just turn around, head north. We're going to go to Groveside Cave and take on our first boss fight. Now, the golden rule with this build is if the enemy has no shield, you're going to use the Reduvia skill, Reduvia Bloodblade. Okay, that can be easily represented by this equation here. If no shield, Bloodblade. It's that simple, alright? Into Groveside Cave we go. And I'm going to show you the location right there. Rest at the site of grace, and we're going to go straight into the back and do the boss fight, earn a quick 1,000 runes, and get the Flame Drake Talisman. Just stick to the right side here, take out your torch if you're afraid of the dark. And go all the way to the back. Or if you just want to light the way, you know, it's nothing about fears, it's about lighting the way. You're going to go in, pop out your lone wolves, drink some blue juice, glug glug glug, and just wait for the lone wolves to engage. Once they've engaged, lock on 4 Reduvia Bloodblades. 2, 3, 4, roll away. And a couple more to finish them off, and it's that easy. Okay, don't forget the Reduvia Bloodblade does build up blood loss. So I believe on the 4th hit, you did a big blood loss damage hit on that Beastman of Fair Missoula. Alright, now this cave is full of wolves. Wolves don't have shields, obviously, so what's the golden rule? Reduvia Bloodblade. And I'm just going to shorten that to Bloodblade henceforth, okay? So whenever you hear me say Bloodblade, I'm referring to the Reduvia's weapon skill, Reduvia Bloodblade. All these wolves can be one shot with a single Bloodblade. There is one wolf here, an alpha wolf, a big white wolf. He will take 2 Bloodblades. So just keep your distance, and if they get up in your face, do some dagger spam. I'm going to talk more about dagger spam later on. And there is the big alpha wolf. A couple of Reduvia Bloodblades on him. It's worth your while to wipe out all these wolves so you can get an extra cracked pot for free, which is up there just behind the fire. Okay, just waiting for the last wolf here. There he is. Bloodblade, instant kill. And Bob's your uncle. Grab that cracked pot, and we are Oscar Mike. Back to Ferrum Grape Ridge. And I'm going to show you how to do some quick farming with some vulgar militiamen using the Reduvia. Okay, if you're new to the game, at this particular location, there's a whole bunch of these kind of like little warlock guys dressed in black. They're worth 1,000 runes each if you can kill them. Easiest way to kill them is just sneak up behind, use the Reduvia, backstab, instant kill. It's that easy. Who loves you? Slack loves us, that's right. Don't you forget it. Okay, so we're going to kill 3 of these guys, earn a quick 3,000 runes, and then we're going to spend some more money. Find them, sneak up behind them, backstab them. You could also use Bloodblade on them. Typically a Bloodblade will knock them down, and then you can just rush up and use dual wielding daggers to finish him off. Here I was trying to do this here, but he ended up jumping over. Keep your distance from these guys because they will do a lot of damage. Okay, so I knocked him down, and I'm just using dual wielding daggers to finish him off. There we go. Whatever move they have that they're going to do, you can easily beat it with dual wielding daggers. Dual wielding daggers are very fast. I'll talk more about that later on. Next up, back to the Church of Vela. The Bandit's default armor only gives us 15 physical damage negation. We can do a lot better than that. So we're going to go back to the Church of Vela and buy the complete chainmail armor set, which will give us 23 physical damage negation. This will cost you 4,500 runes, but in the grand scheme of things, that's just chump change, so don't worry about it. Okay, so buy that complete armor set. Now I know some of you are going to say, well, Slack, you can get the carrying armor set for free, and it gives you the same amount of physical damage negation. Yes, you can do that. That's way up in the Academy of Rhea Lucaria, but the chainmail armor set weighs 4 pounds less. Okay, that's key. 4 pounds less. Okay, they're about the same as far as physical damage negation. Carrying armor set is free. This one will cost 4,500 runes, but it weighs 4 pounds less. That's big. That's huge. So go ahead, spend the money. Please, it's worth it. Next up, Stormhill Shack. And I'm going to show you how to take on Caden Sellswords. Those badasses that hang around Limgrave, and they got that big sword, and they rush at you, and they scream. Real pain in the arse. I'm going to show you how to take these guys on. Okay, from this point, we're going to head out to the east. The main purpose is to eventually get to War Master's Shack and to pick up some fire arrows on the way. So just head down this path here. First method of taking on a Caden Sellsword is simply to sneak up behind him and backstab him. Get in the bushes here. There is a Caden Sellsword right there. These guys here with that big dismounter blade. First method, sneak up behind, backstab, should be a one-shot kill. Grab these fire arrows. Next method, these Caden Sellswords never have shields, and you know the golden rule, no shield, Bloodblade. So what you're going to do is cast a Bloodblade, dodge back, keep dodging back until he makes a move. Once he makes a move, do 3 more Bloodblades to finish him off. And there you go. Make sure you keep dodging back. Don't roll back, simply dodge back. Okay? Wait for him to make a move. Next we're going to head to War Master's Shack. We're going to buy the no skill Ash of War. Right now our bandit shield has the, I believe it's a special kind of parry. Anyways, we don't want the parry skill on it. We want no skill. So let's just jam through the dialogue.
Yes, takes me back. Any interest? All I know. Now's the time. Well,
the buckler parry is what the bandit's default shield has on it. We don't want that. So switch it over to no skill, and that will allow us to use our shield and the Reduvia. Next, Murkwater Cave. So since we have unlocked this, let's go there and do business with Patches. And by do business, I mean go go whack them. Into the cave we go. Light up your torch and stick to the right side. Once again, stick to the right side. You go all the way in. All the way to the back. And to the boss fight arena. Now Patches, we basically just have to subdue him. And you do this by first of all looting his chest, getting him angry. And you may want to roll through this debris here just to make sure that the area is nice and clear of obstacles. And all you have to do is bring him down to half health. The way you do this is wait for him to turn to the right and use his Rotten Breath. There it is. There's a Rotten Breath. And simply cast out a Bloodblade whenever he does that. Other than that, just keep your distance. Don't try to engage him when he does that spear attack. Just wait for him to turn to the right. Watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it, watch it. And There it is. As soon as he does that, do a blood blade. You catch him every time. Keep your distance. There he turns to the right. And that's it. Once you've got his health down halfway, he will surrender. Patches will now try to feed you this lame excuse that he mistook you for a demi-human and that's why he attacked you. You can either forgive and forget, or you can kill him. I suggest that you forgive and forget.
I knew you would. You're a man of reason. True and true. Well, what do you... Now, how did I took you for an innocent... what? A true...
There we go. Forgive and forget.
In exchange for my... But honestly, frankly, so don't be a stranger. I'll be ready to...
At this point, Patches will become a merchant, and this is his place of business here in the Murkwater Cave. He will only become a merchant once he returns. We have to fast travel back to the Murkwater Cave site of grace, take out a torch, and take the same path back in. But before you do that, make a sleep pod. And get that ready to go. Alright, take out your torch and take the exact same route back in. Stick to the right side, look for the opening on the right side. All the enemies in here will just ignore you once you get into Patch's cave. Once you get into Patch's cave, you're going to buy 2 items. All 3 of his gold pickled fowl feet that he has available, and the Missionary's Cookbook 2. Okay, gold pickled fowl foot times 3, and the Missionary's Cookbook 2, which will allow you to craft gold pickled fowl feet. And next we're going to engage in some more petty thievery and try to loot his chest again. But, oh, no, wait a minute. It's a transporter trap. But we want to do this. This will give us a free ride out to Mistwood.
Well. I should have known, you scheming little thief. The gods demand vengeance. Vengeance!
Don't worry about that. He'll forgive and forget too. Once we meet him again, he won't care. And out in Mistwood, you're going to come face to face with a giant lesser rune bear. If you want to take him on, go ahead, be my guest. We'll just notify your next of kin. Everybody else, just throw that sleep pod at him to put him to sleep. Boom, nighty night, big boy. There we go, Mr. Sandman. Make me a dream. Boom, 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 boom. And make sure you grab this cookbook here. And go over and grab the map fragment, which is right there. That's why I had you do this, okay? So now we have East Limgrave mapped out. And while we're here, might as well go grab a couple of tiers for the Flask of Wondrous Physic, the Spiked Crack tier, and the Green Spill Crystal tier. Next, we're going to put a beacon right above Mistwood Ruins, which is right there. You see that little light spot on the map there? Put a beacon there. And you're going to put another beacon just below the curve in the road, right, boom, here. Alright? And we're going to head towards the first beacon and listen for the howl of the wolf. But on the way, you might want to grab the Ground Slam Ash of War, entirely optional. This is Gamer Slack, unable to pass up a freebie. But this is entirely optional, not really applicable to this build, but it's a fun Ash of War. So I'm grabbing that. Okay, back to the original agenda. And once you hear the howl of the wolf, head to the second beacon where we can rest at a site of grace. Once again, we have taken a transporter trap. All fast travel is disabled until we rest at a site of grace. And this is a very convenient site of grace right here, the Mistwood Outskirts site of grace at beacon number 2. Make sure you rest. And now we can fast travel again. Now I'm going to take you out to Troll Field. This is an unmarked field just south of War Master's Shack. Okay, so fast travel to War Master's Shack. I'm going to show you how to take down giant trolls. Definitely wait till daytime, because there is a night boss that appears in Troll Field. And you probably also want to set your flasks to 3 and 3. I like it at 5 and 1 because I feel pretty confident, but for everybody else I recommend 3 and 3 because the Reduvia Bloodblade is a really cheap skill. It only costs 6 FP each. So you can easily get away with 3 and 3. That'll give you lots of health flasks just in case you get into some trouble. Now, giant trolls have no shield. So, what's the golden rule? Reduvia Bloodblade. Each one is worth 1,000 runes of pops. You might as well gobble down a gold pickle foul foot and earn 30% extra runes on each kill There's 5 trolls in this field. You can easily kill them all within 3 minutes. Okay, here's the procedure. Get up behind, in front of a troll, lock onto his chest, and spam out 5 or 6 blood blades. The 3rd or 4th one will always cause a bleed, doing big damage, and you should be able to finish him off by the 5th or 6th blood blade. Here, the bottleneck is your stamina. Watch the big green bar at the bottom. You're going to run out of stamina, so you're going to have to pause a minute and then throw out that final blood blade. If you get into trouble and you still have no stamina and he's about to hit you, simply run between his legs. This one we want to sucker over to the statue, which is full of 5 smithing stones 1 and 1 smithing stone 2. So you want to sucker him over and get him to either hit the statue or run into the statue. This is a rare situation where you actually miss the statue. I've never seen this before. There, ran out of stamina, so I'm going to run in between his legs. Or roll between his legs. And he missed the statue, so we're going to have to do the same procedure with another troll over here. Sucker him over into to hitting the statue or running over the statue. And free up those smithing stones. So we just want to harass this guy a little bit. Hey, big boy. Make sure you don't get too far away from these guys, otherwise they'll use the roar attack, which has a great range. Okay, so running this guy over to the statue. Make sure he either runs into it or whacks it. This one's going to whack it. There we go, he broke it. Mission accomplished. Finish him off with Bloodblade, brother. And there we go, down he goes. Collect your reward. 5 smithing stones 1 and 1 smithing stone 2. Thank you very much. And let's go finish off the last troll. There you go. The 3rd hit always does a bleed. Right in between his legs. That big sword slam always does a big area of an effect attack, which may knock you down even if you're behind him, but the whole point of getting behind him is it will slow him down, so he'll have to turn around before he can attack you again, which will give you time to recover your stamina and finish him off. Alright, next I'm going to show you how to take down those big land octopuses. There's one in this pond right here, just to the west of Troll Field. And the way you do this is just simply spam your dual wielding daggers. Once again, you do that by spamming the guard button. Just get right up in his face and spam the guard button, and that will spam the dual wielding attacks. Just keep doing that. Basically, you're going to stun lock him, and you're building up bleed, you're building up frost, and eventually you're going to knock him out. Boom, knock him out. Hit the big orange spot with an attack to do a critical hit, and finish him off. These guys, you can use the Hoarfrost Stomp on your Great Knife and wipe them all out. How do I use the Hoarfrost Stomp, Slack? The way you do this is, because the Hoarfrost Stomp is on your Great Knife, which is in your left hand, you'll have to two-hand the Great Knife. And the way you can easily two-hand the Great Knife is to simply hold down the event action button and tap the guard button. Okay? Once again, hold down the event action button and tap the guard button. You have to look into your controls and see exactly what those buttons are for you. And up here to the Golden Rune Graveyard, you want to run through all the lanes in the Golden Rune Graveyard to set out these explosive worms. And then you can safely loot all the Golden Runes. And you probably want to kill this ram here, because he may get up in your face. And there's 8 Golden Runes here. Let's fast track this part because it's fairly routine. In my walkthroughs, I always rather describe controls as they are described in the game, rather than using console or PC specific controls, just to make sure it's compatible with everybody, you know, like whatever platform you're playing on, you'll understand what I'm talking about. I can't stand when people say, press R2 to do this, you know. It's like, what if I'm not playing on PlayStation, you know? I have a PlayStation, but even then, I've remapped all my controls. So, yeah, always the controls as they are described in the game. Back here at the Church of Ella, we're going to cash in our runes. Cha-ching. And ask him about the howling in Mistwood.
Mistwood. I suppose he must still be skulking about. Next time you hear the wolves howl, make this signal right under the source. Oh, don't fret. I just have an ink.
And he'll give you the finger snap gesture. We're doing all this to create an opportunity to get a great backup weapon for this build. Because there are situations where enemies are immune to bleed, and you'll need a backup weapon for that specific purpose. Right? So with the money that we earned, you're going to level up Vigor again to 29. You want a huge health bar. As you can see, we're engaging in close combat often, and you don't want to be running around with a tiny health bar. Okay, so 2 more points into Vigor, bump that sucker up to 29. And we're going to go back to Mistwood Outskirts and go down to Mistwood Ruins, find the light spot in the map right there. Just above the light spot, put a beacon, and we're going to run down and talk to Blythe, the half man, half wolf, who hangs out at Mistwood Ruins. And you want to steer clear of the big lesser rune bearer off to the right there. If you're feeling brave, you can quickly grab this golden rune 1, steal it from these bats. One of the bats may chase you down to the runes. If that happens, just simply dual wield dagger spam him to death. Wait till he gets close, and whack his ass into oblivion. Once here, use your finger snap gesture to bring down Blythe and have a little chat with him. And he's going to ask you to keep an eye out for Bloodhound Knight Darrowell.
Who goes there? Carly. The name's Blythe. I'm looking for a man who goes by Darrowell. You come tell me if you find him before I do. I can offer you ample reward.
Okay, we're going to take care of that business before the end of the video. For now, let's loot Mistwood Ruins for some important items. Make another sleep pot. Get it ready to go. And we're going to get a golden rune 2 and a smithing stone 2. The second of which is very important. And there's another sleeping lesser rune bearer here. Now, you may be wondering, why put him to sleep if he's already asleep? Well, the thing is, he wakes up as soon as you get near him. And you don't want that because he will simply wipe his ass with you. Okay? So don't do that. Get these 2 Trina's Lily here and that's it. That's all you can get without waking him up. So you're going to have to put him to sleep. Like really to sleep. Like really, really asleep. So now he's really, really asleep. You can get all the rest of the stuff. Go down into the cellar. And get the Axe Talisman. Okay, so you're collecting 5 Trina's Lily, a little bit of bear poop, and the Axe Talisman, and then we're gonna get the fuck out of Dodge. Pardon my French. Back at the Round Table Hold, we now have enough smithing stones and the scratch to upgrade the Great Knife to +4. So let's go ahead and do that.
Well, I took you no matter. Lay out your own.
It's fairly cheap to upgrade the Great Knife, so sell off whatever you can. The golden runes. And upgrade that baby to +4. If you run short of money, you can easily sell off the Ground Slam Ash of War. Because like I said, it's not really applicable to this build, so that's the extra 300 runes right there. Right? Having done that, we're going to head back to War Master's Shack. And we're going to get a better shield. Off to the east of War Master's Shack is an unmarked enemy camp. I like to call it Exalted Flesh Camp because there's a free Exalted Flesh in there. Typically, I run in, grab the shield, grab the Exalted Flesh, and run out. But this time, we're going to continue your combat training and I'm going to show you how to take down the entire camp. Starting with this side here. These foot soldiers, what's the deal? They have no shield, that's right. So no shield, Bloodblade. Instant kill. This big rock is going to block your Bloodblade, so make sure that you sucker him into coming up on top of the rock, or you have a line of fire on him. There we go. And I just did a little dagger spam on that guy, just, you know, for gits and shiggles. Some of these dogs will take 2 Bloodblades to finish off. Basically, the dogs with a little red tinge to them are a little tougher than the regular dogs. Alright? Now, this camp has a tough knight. A tough banished knight in there. We could sucker him out so that we could do a backstab on him by simply ringing the alarm. So take a peek in here, make sure everything's calm. And then we're just going to simply run through the chain, which has a little Tinkerbell attached to it. Here's the chain over here. Run through this chain here. Tinkle the bell. Come back over here. Watch everybody come out slowly to investigate. Insert diabolical laughter. And sneak around the back. Just like this. They are going to slowly come to the front and investigate. Who set off the alarm? What's going on? Sneak around the back, and you can easily backstab the foot soldier, starting off the foot soldier. And next you're going to have the knight and the foot soldier. Obviously go for the knight first. Now you're not going to have enough gas in the tank to completely finish him off, so make sure you take a couple of whacks at him. Or just use the blood blade to finish him off. And there we go. And that's it. That's how to take down the boss of this camp. Easy peasy and real sneaky. Okay, that guy has no shield, so throw a blood blade at him. These are regular dogs. Should be able to one-shot them with a blood blade. One for you, and one for you. Keep your distance, because these guys will stun lock you with their attacks. Okay, and our better shield is located in this chest right here. The Beast Crest Heater Shield. It will require Strength 10 to use. And we're going to bump up Strength by the middle of Part 3. Okay, we're not going to use it right away, but you now have it on board. Blood Blade for you, Blood Blade for you, and an extra tough dog out here. You see he has a little red tinge to him, so it'll take a couple of shots to finish him off. There we go, down he goes, and that's this camp clear, as indicated by the enemy group refill. So all their flasks are refilled, and I hope I got the Exalted Flesh in here. I don't remember if I did or not. There's a free Exalted Flesh in here anyways.
Hello? Can you hear me? Help me.
Let's go help out Alexander to get another free Exalted Flesh.
I thank just give, and I'll don't dally. Give it your all, I say.
Agree to help him out, and then you're going to have to whack him from behind with a strong attack or a charge attack. Now, your dagger's not going to be strong enough to do this. You're going to have to hit him like 7 or 8 times, so instead just two-hand your shield and use your shield as a weapon, and you should be able to pop him out with 5 hits. 5 charge attacks with your shield.
Oh, that's... well, I...
There you go, and it gives you a free Exalted Flesh.
Once again, I am beyond upon this, Southern. I'd heard doesn't the notions...
Which we could actually use. Because the Reduvia Bloodblade actually does physical damage, as well as building up blood loss. Alright, now everybody back to Waypoint Rune Cellar. And we're going to head down for the final adventure in this combat training video. The Bloodhound Knight Darwell boss fight. On the way we can loot this Golden Rune graveyard here. There's that guy off to the right there that we got the Glintstone staff from earlier on. This graveyard is full of wolves. Wolves don't have shields, so you know the golden rule. Use the blood blade. Should be a one-shot each, except for the alpha wolf, which you can see clearly now. It's the big white wolf right there. He'll take 2 shots. Entirely optional killing the wolves, but I usually like to do that just so they don't bother me while I'm looting the graveyard. Okay, it makes more Robert De Niro collecting all the golden runes in this graveyard. There are 5 of them. having done that, let's head further south to the Agil Lake South side of Grace. And I know I'm going north now, but we are eventually going to go south. There we go. Look around here. And I just want to pop down here and grab these smoldering butterfly right there. That's a guaranteed drop. Run past all those guys or kill them. You know how to kill them now. There's a Caden Sellsword in there. And we're going to just head to the south to this side of Grace. The Agil Lake South side of Grace. One more stop before the boss fight. Head up here. Wipe out these 3 foot soldiers with the Bloodblade. One for you. Maybe a little dagger spam just to mix things up. And a Bloodblade for the crossbow eye. Or, well, you know, your choice. Dealer's choice. And grab the golden rune too here. And up the hill. Find the purple circle. There's the purple circle, and interact with that to enter the Forlorn Hound Everjail. Now, having done the whole routine where you talk to the merchant about the howling, then you went back and talked to Blythe, you now make Blythe available as an NPC for this boss fight. As long as he's engaging the Bloodhound Knight, it's going to be just a cakewalk to take him down using Bloodblade. He doesn't have a shield, so just wait for him to engage. Whenever he gets knocked out, pop out a Bloodblade.
This is where it ends for you.
So you're going to start out by sliding off to the right. He pops out, lock on, do a cheap shot, back away, and let Blythe engage him. Eventually Blythe is going to knock him out. Knocks him out, do another Bloodblade right now. Rinse and repeat. Keep your distance. The next Bloodblade is going to do a big bleed. Actually, I think I already did the big bleed on the second shot. And there we go. This will reward you with the Bloodhound's Fang, an excellent backup weapon for this build. And a further reward can be had by having a little debriefing session with Blythe after we exit the Everjail, and he'll give you a somber smithing stone too, and a little bit of advice about how to deal with a blacksmith out in Liurnia.
Right. There you are. Had to work for it, but it's done. Don't say I'm not a man of my word. Here's your prize. Oh yes. I should say, if you venture north to Rea Lucaria and come across a venerable blacksmith who's a little on the large side, tell him I sent you, and he'll be sure to treat you right. I owe you one, I reckon.
And there we go. You are now a Frost Bleed Build Limgrave Combat Graduate. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back, and while you're at it, give the old Slackster a big old thumbs up, post a comment, and most importantly, subscribe to make sure you don't miss part 3. There's a part 3. Yes, there is a part 3 coming up. Alright, very important. I'm going to show you about the Blood Brothers. Take a bow there, Bleed the Freak. Thanks for watching. See you next time. Hey guys, real walkthroughs like these are an endangered species here on YouTube. For a complete lowdown on the YouTube video game walkthrough scene, check out my Patreon page, and please consider making a donation to yours truly, Major Slack, to help keep real walkthroughs alive on YouTube. You can donate as little as $1. That's $1. That's all. That's all it takes. Alright? Thanks a lot. Really appreciate it.